Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the 2022 gubernatorial elections. So, for some reason, whenever ypms.com updates, it takes me like a week to find it. So, I was a week late for the YPMS 2022 Senate map, and I'm probably going to be a week late to the governor's map. So, we're just using 270 to win, which I know isn't ideal, but it serves its purpose. I know it says 2018 governor elections, but these are the same elections that occur in 2022, so it'll do its job. So let's pull up this map. So we have a variety of governor elections up. In midterm years, always have the most governor elections. So the dark blue states are states that have retiring Democratic incumbents. In Oregon, that's Kate Brown. In Rhode Island, that's Gina Raimondo. And in Pennsylvania, it's Tom Wolf. Now, for the Republicans, Doug Ducey in Arizona, Asa Hutchinson in Arkansas. And who's the governor of Nebraska? I'm forgetting who the governor of Nebraska is, so that's my bad. And Larry Hogan in Maryland as well. So, yeah. Now, taking a look at some of these races. Some of these races are very solid for each party. And let's just expand this. We can do safe lean tilt. And also likely California. So we're just going to do the safe states for each party. Just going to jump right into this. California is a safe Democratic state. Hawaii is a safe Democratic state. I'm not going to touch Illinois. I think we're going to have to look at previous results here. Here we go. So it's just starting off briefly with California. Gavin Newsom defeated John Cox in my home state. For a little background, I actually at the time was being dumb, and I rated this race as likely Democratic. And I'll tell you why first. Just brief experience. So, I'm not going to say where I live in California, but I will tell you that John Cox essentially ran on the issue of the gas tax. He wanted to lower the gas tax, and the gas tax. The gas tax is very unpopular with a lot of Californians, especially working class ones, and even some Democrats. So I thought Cox ran a pretty good campaign. There were a lot of ads for him. He actually spent a lot of money because he was super rich. But yeah, so California, obviously, it was clear the Democrats were going to win this race, but I actually had this as Newsom only winning by 10%, I believe. But anyways, he won by over 20 points, so that isn't really that big of a deal at this point. So Newsom is not too popular, I'll tell you that. I mean, he was popular. He was actually quite popular at the beginning because California did a very good job of flattening the curve. But I mean, really, since then, he's taken a serious hit in popularity, and the Republicans want the mayor of San Diego to run. If he does run, we're talking about maybe a 10 to 15 point victory for Newsom, because you got to remember, in a polarized environment, even though Newsom isn't very popular, he's going to win re-election. And unless he's recalled somehow, which is not going to happen because you have to have a statewide vote, Newsom's going to hold office, but he just won't be quite popular, to be honest. So I think California is going to stay blue by. Newsom's going to not do as well as he did in 2018, but I do expect Newsom to win re-election. Hawaii, David Ige is he retiring? Oh yeah, he is. David Ige is retiring, so I don't know who the Democrats are going to run. I'm not familiar with Hawaii politics. I mean, Tulsi Gabbard's probably not going to run. What? Why is it being like that? Okay, that's weird. Maybe just glitched. I don't know. But yeah, so I don't really, to be honest, I don't expect Tulsi Gabbard to run. She's really the only name that's been thrown out there that could make this race interesting. But yeah. Now, taking a look at New Mexico, which I'm kind of on the fence between putting as safe and or likely. Michelle Lujan Grisham is a good candidate. She has good Hispanic support. So Steve Pierce was all right, I guess. But this is a Democratic pickup because the Republicans held the governorship here prior to January 2019. Susana Martinez was the Republican, and she was not too popular towards the end of her term because of her scandals. But I do expect the Democrats to hold this. I'm not going to touch it just yet, but I do think Colorado is going to be safe. Jared Polis is quite popular there. He beat Walker Stapleton, and Walker Stapleton put a lot of money into this race. There's a lot of hype. The Republican could potentially pick up this governor's seat. They didn't. Minnesota, Tim Walz is retiring, I believe, right? Is he? No, he's not. My bad. Illinois could potentially be safe. I mean, I'm going to put it as safe because Bruce Rauner is not going to run. Adam Kinzinger is the only Republican who could really make this competitive, if I'm being completely honest. So, yeah, New York, Andrew Cuomo is going to win re-election there. Maryland, I think, is a safe Democratic pickup because, Larry Hogan is a very liberal Republican, so he has appealed to Democratic voters, and he beat Ben Jealous in this race, I believe. Yeah, he beat Ben Jealous. He still lost, like Baltimore. He still lost. Where is Annapolis? Okay, I can't find it for whatever reason, but I think it's over here for some reason. No, it's not. Probably not. But he was able to do a lot better than, Donald Trump in Maryland. He won essentially all these counties over here. And a lot of these counties, from here to here, are Democratic counties. He was able to win them due to his appeal to Democratic voters. He won it by just under 12%, so it's a likely margin. So this is going to be a Democratic pickup. This is the best opportunity for Democrats to pick up a race, pick up a governorship, excuse me. Ben Jealous might run again. He's actually a decent candidate, but he did lose to Larry Hogan, so I'm not sure who's going to run. It'll probably be some state representative. We're not sure just yet. We still have 2 years to go, but I think Maryland is going to be picked up by the Democrats. Connecticut, Ned Lamont was pretty Can I move the screen across? Okay, whatever. Ned Lamont was actually pretty unpopular. There are usually 2 Republican counties, Litchfield County as well as Windham County, but Lamont, he ended up losing Tolan County, which was a Biden county. He also lost Middlesex County, which was another Biden county. So Ned Lamont not very popular. He's running for re-election, so I'm not going to rate this as safe. But yeah, now Maine is not safe, Janet, because I think Paul LePage, who's the former governor, is going to run. So yeah, now for the safe Republican states, Alaska's a Republican pickup in 2018. That was interesting. I don't see. Unless what is his name? Bill Walker runs again, I don't see this being competitive. Idaho, Wyoming, which its existence is questionable. South Dakota was competitive in 2018. People are saying this is going to be like a lean Noam state. I think Kristi Noem, she's been associated a lot with Donald Trump, is going to win re-election by, we're talking 12 to 15%. She's not going to do it as well as Trump. I mean, unless Billy Sutton runs again, she's probably going to win though. Nebraska, Oklahoma, Arkansas. I'm just making sure nothing funky happened in any of these states that I don't remember. Kansas, obviously. Excuse me. Well, we'll talk about Kansas in a second. What else do we have? Alabama, South Carolina is probably going to be safe. I mean, Henry McMaster made it closer than it should have been in 2018, but that was a blue wave year. And I just really don't see a path to victory for the Democrats here. Just to be cautious, I'm not going to rate it as safe, but we all know who's going to win there. Vermont, Phil Scott's going to run for re-election. That's a safe Republican state. I mean, unless he doesn't run, then it's going to be a safe Democratic pickup. But, I mean, Phil Scott literally won every county except for Windham County. And I think in 2020 he won every county. New Hampshire, Kirsten Noem, people are saying he might run for Senate. I'm not sure about that. We'll have to see, but as of right now, he's probably going to run for re-election. That could change, though. So, yeah, Massachusetts, Charlie Baker is going to be up for re-election, unless he's retiring, which I could be wrong about. No, he's not. Because if Charlie Baker runs again, he's probably going to win. He won Boston, which says a lot. So Jay Gonzalez was an interesting candidate, but it's going to stay safe Republicans. So 19 seats, 19 governorships for the Republicans, 13 for the Democrats. But the Democrats have a lot of likely seats, starting with Oregon, which I'm only going to put as likely because, no, I'm not ready to go politics, but I am on biased election predictions. And looking at this, Kate Brown is not too popular. She's retiring. So I don't really, to be quite frank, I don't really think this race is in play for Republicans, but Brown did only win it by 7% to 6.4%, 2018 in a blue wave. So we're just going to leave this as likely Republican. I don't see being real a path to victory for the Republicans, but I think it's going to be under 12%. New Mexico's all going to be likely for Michelle Lujan Grisham. She could win. She won by 14.4% in 2018. I think she could win by similar margin, but I think it'll narrow up a little bit. Minnesota, I'm going to put in the likely column. I remember saying on Twitter it was lean Democratic, but that was because I thought Tim Walz was retiring, which, according to Wikipedia, he's not. I'm just going to make sure Tim Walz isn't retiring. Tim Walz, he is eligible to run for re-election. Okay, so yeah, that's what I thought. So yes, I do think Tim Walz is going to win re-election fairly easily. Michigan also, Gretchen Whitmer is probably also going to win re-election there. I think Michigan will actually vote to the left of Minnesota in terms of these governor's races. So That'll be interesting to see. But I mean, she's gotten fairly popular with her handling of COVID-19. She was taking a lot of heat for in the beginning, but it seems to be paying off for her in terms of her approval ratings, as well as her jump in the polls. I think Connecticut and Rhode Island are both likely Democratic. Connecticut is going to be, 5-point margin victory for Ned Lamont. He only won by 3 in a blue wave year, but you're just going to make sure he's going for re-election. Where's Ned Lamont? I think it would say, right? But Ned Lamont, anyways, he's, like I said, he's pretty unpopular, but it doesn't really matter because of this hyper-polarized environment, and the Republicans, they had a decent candidate there in Bob Stefanowski. I mean, we'll have to see what happens, but I don't think he's gonna run again, and they don't really have anyone else to run, so yeah. Rhode Island, same thing. Gina Raimondo wasn't too popular, I believe. She was a little closer than most people expected. She only got 53% of the vote, and she lost Kent County, which actually is the swing county of Rhode Island. So, yeah, but I still don't think that she's going to lose re-election. Or she's not running for re-election, but I don't think the Democrats are going to lose this state. They're also not probably going to lose Maine. Janet Mills is going to lose the 2nd district like she did in 2018. But she's going to win, even though Paul LePage is running again. I mean, if we can look at the 2018 governor election in Maine, I don't think there's a Wikipedia page on it just yet, but even if Paul LePage is running, he's running as a pro-Trump Republican in Maine. Say that Trump lost by 8%. And I get the Susan Collins one, but she didn't. But she did not vote for Trump. Paul LePage did vote for Trump. So yeah, and that'll be it. So now going over to our likely Republican states, Kim Reynolds in Iowa. I think she's going to hold on by a likely margin. I mean, we'll have to see who runs. She won by 2.8% last time, so it's a little closer. But I think she's going to win by probably double that, probably a 5 or 6% margin. Fred Hubbell, I don't think he's going to run again. We could see J.D. Schulten or Teresa Greenfield or Mike Franken run, or even Freddie Morrow, I'm not sure. But I feel fairly comfortable putting Iowa in the likely Republican column at this point in time, especially after seeing how well Donald Trump did there. And I understand that Kim Reynolds is not a populist like Donald Trump, which appeals to Iowans, but she's still probably going to win re-election. So she's also okay. But yeah. Now, going over to Ohio, I'm kind of on the fence because Richard Cordray was actually expected to win in 2018, but Mike DeWine ended up pulling it off by a decent margin for a guy that was supposed to lose. So I think after seeing DeWine's victory in 2018 be like, 4%, right? He won by 3.7%. I think he's going to do 2% better in 2022. Especially with Biden being president. Now, 2022 is not going to be a red wave midterm, and I say that right now comfortably. The Republican Party is in shambles, and I think if you want to compare it to any midterm, look at 2002. That's all I'm going to say. But for the Democrat, it'll be the Democratic version of 2002. I'm sorry, I don't know why my dad's yelling in the background, but Ohio, I do think it's going to stay with the Republican Party for a lot of reasons, like I said. But if DeWine can beat Cordray, who I think was a good candidate in 2018, I think he's going to win fairly easily again. Now, South Carolina, I'm going to put as likely. I don't really see a path of victory for the Democrats there. Greg Abbott's also going to win by a likely margin. He's probably going to win by more than Trump. He has better Hispanics appeal than Trump, which is saying a lot. I think, where's Tennant County? Okay, I can't find it for whatever reason, and that's Tarrant County. There we go. Greg Abbott did end up winning it, even though Trump lost. So I think he has better suburban appeal. He has similar to slightly better Hispanic appeal, so I think he's going to beat whoever the Democrats run. Beto's not going to run. I think he destroyed his career by saying, yes, we're going to take your AR-15s. That was a horrible move for him politically. So really, Julian Castro is the only one who could run, and I don't think he's going to run for governor in 2022. If he does, we'll talk about maybe a lean Republican, but right now Abbott's fairly popular. I think he's going to win re-election. So yeah, now going over to our lean Democratic states, Nevada and Arizona, these are two Sun Belt states that have been trending blue rapidly. This was a Democratic pickup. Nevada was a Democratic pickup in 2018. Steve Sisolak ended up beating Adam Laxalt, and he was behind in the polls, but he came back on election day. He won through victories in Las Vegas, Clark County, which is where Las Vegas is. He won by 13, which is more than Biden. They won by 9. He also won in Washoe County, which is essentially the swing county. Whoever wins Washoe usually wins the state. He also kept it fairly close in Carson City, which is a lean Republican county. Not literally, but it's not really safe like, your Pershing counties of the world, but it is really kind of Obama won in 2008. It's kind of your, I guess you could say, the Democrats win it every once in a while, but he kept it fairly close compared to what Donald Trump did there in 2016. So, yeah, I think that he's going to hold Sisolak. He won by a lean margin. He won by 4.1% in 2018. So I think he's going to win by a similar margin in 2020. Brian Sandoval can't run for re-election. He's term limited, so the Republicans can kiss their hopes of winning that race goodbye. In Arizona, this is going to be a key Democratic pickup for them. Doug Ducey is very popular. He was very popular in 2018, not so much anymore, but he was able to win Maricopa County, as you can see, by 14%. He has terrific crossover appeal for whatever reason. But, yeah, I mean, he kept it close in, Pima County, which is a safe blue county. So, but I think this is going to be a Democratic pickup. I mean, there are memes and rumors of Martha McSally running for governor. She's not going to run. She has no political future, but I mean, Kelly Ward might run for governor. I'm not sure. We don't really know who the candidates are going to be, so we'll have to see. But I do think Arizona is at this point a lean Democratic state. The Arizona Republican Party has gone full. They voted to censure Cindy McCain, so I think that was a very bad move by them. So, yeah. Now, what else do we have? Let's take a look at Wisconsin. I think Tony Evers is going to hold on there fairly easily. Let's make our way over to Wisconsin by clicking on other states. This is a fun game I like to play. You can click on these states. So, Wisconsin, Tony Evers ended up barely beating incumbent Scott Walker. He won by 1%, so it was very close. And he did it, without winning Door County, for example, but he did a lot better than Biden in these, I guess you could say, western counties near the La Crosse area, La Crosse County. So, I do think he's going to hold. I'm not sure who the Republicans are going to run, but Tom Tiffany has been floated, but I'm not entirely sure if he's going to run. But right now, I'm going to keep it a lean Democratic. Stuff could change. It's going to change. Some of these races are going to become competitive. Like, who knows? Maybe, maybe Ohio, a big scandal could happen for Mike DeWine. We don't know. So, yeah. Now, I think Georgia is also a lean Democratic state. Stacey Abrams said she's going to run for governor, or it's basically confirmed. People are saying she's going to run again. She absolutely should for the Democrats. I mean, she essentially flipped the state blue, and I know it's controversial. People don't like when I say this, but she's responsible for the leftward shift, and she, didn't do as well, for example, as Joe Biden and Warnock and Ossoff did in the suburbs. And I think the suburbs are turning blue so fast that she runs in 2 years. She'll win Gwinnett County by 6. She'll get 60% of the vote in Gwinnett County. She will, in Henry County, she'll probably win it by upwards of 20%. She's probably going to win Newton County by 15%. And there's where's one of these areas? Trying to find, because I know there was whatever. And I think Burke County she can flip. Dooley County was the county I got wrong in 2000 or in the 2021 runoff. So we'll have to see. But I think she's going to do better in the suburbs. I think she can run it up in the Atlanta area, Fulton, and DeKalb counties. And I think she can win. I think she's going to win by a Warnock-esque margin in 2022. So I think that's it for the lean Democratic states. Democrats are 24, Republicans are at 23. It's going to come down to the wire. I think Kansas is going to flip. I think Laura Kelly only won as a result of Chris Kobach being a horrible candidate. I mean, the worst Republican you can possibly run in Kansas. And Greg Ormond also, Greg Ormond, who ran as a progressive independent, still took away votes from Laura Kelly. She still won. She won was Sedgwick County, which is where Wichita is. She flipped she won 4 counties that Trump won in 2020. So she has crossover appeal. She ran as the education governor, and she still ran, as a somewhat progressive candidate. So I don't think that she's going to win re-election. I think if she was more moderate or tried to reach out to Republicans, she'd win re-election. But she's a Democrat. I think the voters of Kansas know that. And as long as the Republicans don't nominate Kobach, it's going to be lean Republican. I mean, Kelly can win. I just don't. Right now, I don't think she's favored. If it is Kobach, we're talking about lean, borderline, likely Democrat. But at this point, I'm going to put it in the lean Republican column. Florida, I'm also going to put in the lean Republican column so that the Republicans get 25 seats, but Pennsylvania is going to be very important, as you can see. So Florida, I think DeSantis is going to win by a little less than Trump. I think he has Hispanic appeal, and the Democrats in Florida are really not finding good candidates. I think Andrew Gillum was a horrible candidate. I mean, he was a progressive who lost in a blue wave year. So, yeah, I just overall, Florida, unless Glenn Graham or Charlie Crist runs in Florida, I don't see DeSantis losing re-election. So, and I don't think either of those people are going to run. I mean, yeah. So I think that's yeah. I think that's it for Florida. But basically, right now, just we obviously don't have any data from any of these states yet. But just based on 2018 results, I don't see DeSantis losing unless Glenn Graham or Charlie Crist runs, or obviously Donna Shalala would destroy him. No, I'm kidding. Now talking about Pennsylvania, I'm really torn on this, but I'm going to put it in the tilt D column because this is a Democratic seat, and Tom Wolf is a really good candidate for them, but he's retiring. So if this is still Tom Wolf, if Tom Wolf was running for re-election, this would be safe Democratic. But since he's not, I think it's going to be tilt Democrat. I think he's popular enough for another Democrat to be reelected, or for a Democrat to hold the seat. But I'm not sure who it's going to be. It could be Josh Shapiro. The Republicans, I don't know who they're going to run. I mean, people are saying Ryan Costello is going to run. I'm not sure about that either. But people are just saying he might run for Senate. So we don't know who's going to run. John Fetterman, by the way, did say he's going to run for Senate. So there goes that. That hype. Also, New York is not tilt. That's safe. So yeah, that's it for Pennsylvania. I think Kansas, Florida, and Pennsylvania are going to be the closest races. Followed by Wisconsin, I think is going to be really close. I think we could, a sleeper state that could be close. I think Nevada could be closer than people think, but that's it right now. Thanks for watching this video. I think this ran a little longer than I had. It went for 21 minutes. So I spent a lot of time talking. This is kind of rushed. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.